Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you. It is 9 minutes with me, Mike Lindsley, of course, on IGTV, YouTube, and Facebook. Really appreciate you watching. If you get a chance, download and subscribe to my podcast. It's called the ML Sports Platter. We are at 37,400 listens right now, trying to get up into that 50,000 range for the first year. Share it, subscribe to it, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play Music. And today, I had an awesome conversation with musician, singer, songwriter Joel Tier. JustJoe.com for all of his stuff. You got to go check that out. This video here brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College. Awesome time to be a Bobcat. Academics, athletics, excellence at Bryant and Stratton College. Championship level soccer teams. Men's basketball starting with Danny Frisina this fall. And you can log on to bscbobcats.com. That's bscbobcats.com for all of the Bobcat schedules, sports, and more. We're also brought to you by Axe Exotic Pets, Manor Bakehouse Cafe, and our good friends at Wayne Design Sign, the official graphic artist of the ML Sports Platter. You need a vehicle wrap, you need business cards, you need something else, go with my boy Wayne Gopelt. Wayne Design Sign does a fantastic job. I'm going to get into the hunt for October and what the baseball postseason really could be. Now, look, we know the teams that are going to go to the postseason in the American League. The Boston Red Sox will eventually win the American League East. That got put on hold last night thanks to a 3-2 Yankee win. The Yankees barely got out of that game. They had a couple of errors, of course, in the ninth inning, and Neil Walker hit that three-run home run, I beg your pardon, in the bottom of the seventh inning, and J.A. Happ was fantastic again. The Yankees will win the wild card, the first or second. They will win a wild card, I should say. And then the other wild card will go to the Oakland A's unless the Tampa Bay Rays, a team that's almost 20 games over 500 suddenly at 84 wins, unless they can catch them. They're actually only 5.5 back. I've seen stranger things. But let's assume that these two teams are safe, the Yankees and the Oakland Athletics. The Yankees winning last night, the A's losing to the Angels last night. So the Yankee lead for the top wild card spot is at 2.5 games. Obviously, Houston is going to win the AL West. Cleveland is going to win the AL Central. We'll get back to the AL here in just a bit and breaking down team by team. But in terms of the National League, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. I think the Atlanta Braves are in good shape. They're up 5.5 in the NL East. Let's say the Braves hold on to that one. The NL Central is still up for grabs. You got the Cubbies 3.5 games better than the Brewers and 5.5 better than the Cardinals. And in the wild NL West, the Dodgers are up 1.5 games over the Colorado Rockies. LA picking up a big win over Colorado last night. But the wild card is really where it all gets crazy in the National League. If you look at these teams, they are all bunched together. There are only 3.5 games separating 3 teams, and now 6 games separating 5 teams. But the thing is, it used to be about 5 or 6 teams within 4 games of each other, and now some things have been distanced out. But it is still very, very tight at the top. Milwaukee, St. Louis, and Colorado now vying for 2 of those spots. Milwaukee's leading by 2 games, St. Louis in there, and then Colorado 1.5 games behind. The way I look at these National League teams, I look at the Atlanta Braves, and you wonder, are they going to be able to keep up with the Joneses? Is this team going to have enough fight in them in October? Is this team going to have enough after the dog days of August and the sweltering handling of September? This is a very, very good baseball team. They've got a lot of power. They hit for average and power. They got Ozzie Albies. You've got the tremendous rookie of the year and Ronald Acuna Jr., in my opinion. It's probably actually between him and Juan Soto. And then you've got obviously guys like Freddie Freeman. And then when you look at these hard throwers in this Braves rotation, you look at the hard throwers in terms of their fantastic bullpen. I have been overly impressed with guys like Fultonowitz, who's 11-10, but again, a guy who in this particular instance doesn't have a great win-loss record, but he's gone out there and given his team a ton of chances to win. Same thing goes for, a Kevin Gausman. Same thing goes for Newcomb, who's been absolutely terrific this year for the Braves as well. Higher ERA, but Sean Newcomb, again, a lefty, giving him a chance to win. There are so many guys in the Braves rotation and the bullpen who can get it done. But again, for me, it's a thing about stamina at this point. In the NL Central, the Chicago Cubs, 1 minute they look like the World Series champion, and then the next minute they look like a team that's not going to make the playoffs. I have yet to figure out the Cubs in 2018. What I do love about them is obviously their offense and the fact that a lot of those guys in that clubhouse, in fact, the majority of the roster, they've now been there before. They've won a World Series. They've gone through the trials and tribulations of a major postseason or multiple postseasons at this point. They know how to win. They know how to lose. They've dealt with all kinds of adversity in the postseason. I love their offense. I love the fact that you can throw out Baez and Russell and Schwarber and Bryant and all those guys. I've always loved that offense. It's not necessarily a boom or bust offense. It's just an offense that can kill you in so many different kind of ways. And the Dodgers, to me, are still, and I picked them to go to the World Series, they're still the team, to me, that is the most complete when all the pieces are there and rolling. Now, we still got to wait for that bullpen to get a little healthy, but when you think about it, they have arguably the best pitcher of the generation in Kershaw. Their lineup is really deep 1 to 9. They're getting people back. They're healthy now. It took Justin Turner forever. He's back. Yasiel Puig, super difficult. You can hit him 7th in the order. The guy's hitting a 30-home run guy. This team has depth, and they have a well-balanced, well-oiled machine here, and they can throw 5-6 pitchers at you as well, and the bullpen's pretty good. So the Dodgers are a really complete team. The fun team for me in the NL is Colorado Rockies. I love watching this team play. Look at Trevor Story. He leads in home runs and RBI among all shortstops the last couple of years in all of baseball. How about that? They've got guys like Nolan Arenado. They have tremendous star players who, look, baseball might not look at them as being superstars, but they are superstars to that respective market. Underrated throwers out of the bullpen as well. Watch out for the Rockies if they get in. They're playing with house money. Milwaukee, another fun club, and then Christian Yelich at this point is the MVP winner. Not because he hit for 2 cycles, but I think he's the best player this year in the NL. I'd say Baez of the Cubs is a close second, but Milwaukee an interesting deal too because you can go ahead and throw Knebel and Josh Hader out there and completely and utterly shut people down in the bullpen. That is a legitimate bullpen. Lefties, righties, wicked fire coming out of there. Sorry and all the rest. That's tremendous stuff. Over to the AL, Boston Red Sox. They're set up to go to the postseason, but I'm telling you, that bullpen leaves something to be desired. Nathan Eovaldi, after he was out last night against the Yankees, the bullpen comes in and blows it. You also have to worry about Joe Kelly. You got to worry about that bridge to Craig Kimbrell. Boston's bullpen's a little bit of a mess, and as I heard Richard Justice say on the Morning Lineup podcast today with Anthony Castrovins, and he's totally right. Every team has a little bit of an uncertainty going into October. Well, Boston Red Sox won 103 games as of this recording, and their bullpen is the worry. So watch out for that. Cleveland might be the team in all of baseball that nobody's talking about enough. Frankie Lindor, Jose Ramirez, 2 MVP candidates. Corey Kluber could win 20 games. He struck out 11 again yesterday. This team, again, balanced, well-oiled machine. They're very complete, just like the LA Dodgers are. That's why I took those 2 teams to the World Series with the Dodgers winning back in March. Let's see what Cleveland can deliver in the postseason, trying to, of course, avenge last year's loss in the postseason. Up 2-0 against the Yankees. They lose 3 in a row. The year before, they lose after being up 3-1 to the Chicago Cubs. The Astros are into one of those runs, man, where they seem to not be able to lose with 95 wins right now, and that is a defending champ, and they've got the major horses in terms of the rotation. That lineup finally has everybody together. Altuve, Correa, Springer, Alex Bregman's a stud at third base. Watch out for Houston. Obviously, the Oakland A's have been on a monster tear the last 3-4 months. They're in a nothing-to-lose situation like the Colorado Rockies. It should be fun. October postseason baseball. I'm Mike Lindsley. Thanks for watching 9 Minutes with me on IGTV, Facebook, and YouTube. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports, and you can download my podcast, the ML Sports Platter, via Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play Music. We are brought to you by Brian Comboy of Mass Mutual New York State, Welch & Company Jewelers, your State Farm agent Matt Graham, and Timberbanks Golf Club, the only Nicklaus design in New York State. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.